him the video. Savannah, what you looking for? The drawer that says scissors, and you know that. So we are going to do this geometric animal. You are going to start, I'm going to put him back up here. You are going to start by taking 2 copies of the animal you pick. The animals we have to choose from this year are a bobcat, a panda, and an eagle. I try to change it up every year. I try to put some different ones out. I don't always, but I do try to do different ones. Now, this is simply a cut and paste scenario. What I would do, and this is totally up to you, is you may want to go through and label your thing and correspond your numbers. I cut 1 piece at a time. So I'm going to start with number 1. I'm going to come in, I'm going to cut it out. Some kids think that cutting them all out to start with is a better idea, so numbering them all and going that way works the best for them. I fully believe in letting you make your own decisions on how you work and how things work best for you. You know your own, I guess, limitations or whatever. Then, you're going to pick paper. There is that whole drawer of scrap paper right behind Anna on the floor, or you can pick colored paper out of the cloud cupboard. You're going to need a couple pieces. You can pick a color scheme, like this was done with all the metallic pastel colors. He used a pink, a green, a yellow, 2 different pinks, a green, a yellow, and a blue. You can pick it like that. You can do totally random colors. This is 100% you. So, you're going to cut your piece out. There's my piece. You're then going to make sure you trace it onto whatever you're using the right way so that you can lay it into the spot. Now, some kids think they're real clever and think that these are completely mirror images or completely symmetrical. They are not. I make the lines. I make them randomly. I don't make sure they're symmetrical. I go in and change them up. Every year I change it. I add in lines. I delete lines. I change them so they are not perfectly symmetrical. So you can't just cut this piece and flip it over and use it somewhere else. You have to cut each piece. You're then going to uncap your glue stick, take your piece, rub it on your glue stick like this. So you get glue all over it. You're going to get glue on your fingers. It's okay. It's non-toxic. You're then going to take this piece and glue it in there. What I am going to give you to keep track of all your stuff are 2-gallon plastic bags. So at the end of the day, you can keep all your stuff in there, the papers you're using, your glue stick. You're going to have to put your scissors back in the scissor drawer every day because I don't have enough scissors for every kid to have a pair of scissors. This project is not hard if you are a very good cutter. If you're not great with scissors, this will be challenging for you. But that is why we are doing a project like this before we move on to more complex things, so that you get used to using the scissors, tracing things, picking out colors that work well together. There are a lot of these little Zentangle squares. I've had a couple kids that have used them before the whole time, filled the whole page in with that. You can even color these if you wanted to. That's up to you. When you get done with this, the whole thing will be filled. I shouldn't see white spaces around. I should see either the black or no space. You're cutting on that border line each time. You are not cutting inside of the black. You need to be cutting on the black line so that when you get done, as you can tell with Reese's, he went in with a Sharpie and redid his border lines when he got done so that it looked like a puzzle again. You can go for this look, or you can go for just the look of gluing each piece into it. I have seen both. There are even, as far as paper, there are even like scrapbooking pages, so they have like a dull finish to them. They're a matte finish. They're not shiny. They have a pattern to them. You can use any of that you want. If you have a dying need to use something that you have at home, I am fine with that, but every day. You're not taking this home. You are working on this at school. This is an at-school project. We do not take this home and have our mom and dad or whoever do it for us. Your projects in this class are your projects, not your parents' projects. This has become an issue over the last couple years that kids think they're super funny and they waste every moment of every day in here, and then they come back after a weekend and their project is done nearly perfect. Oh, it's because I can work on it at home. That's not the point of this. Because then you know what I get is phone calls from parents saying I give you homework. And I don't give you homework. I don't want you to take your stuff home. And I will flat out tell your parents that. So, this is what I want you doing. I want you to make sure you write your name on both pages. So if one gets left out, I know whose it is. Okay? I want you guys to get cracking on this. It's one that you can work on pretty quietly, honestly. Pick your papers out that you want. You need to take 2 copies of the animal you pick. So there's a bobcat, a panda, and an eagle. You pick one of the animals and you take 2 copies of that one. One is to cut apart. One is essentially your answer key to glue to. I mean, I could be really mean and make you glue it back together on a separate piece of paper. So I'm literally telling you, cut one apart, trace it, glue it to the other piece. Does anybody have questions? Everybody understands this? 100%. Okay, go ahead, pick